Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. So we have a video or two or three lined up, and we went to meditation and mantras, and then we come up with something totally different. A message that came through again from the guides that we'll cover first, and then go back into what we were going to do. What the world is going through right now, for many people, is a major change in perspective. How we view the world, how we view everything is changing, and it's going to cause a massive fundamental change on Earth. And in fact, the very Earth is going through monumental changes. Again, we're shifting yugas, so it doesn't get any bigger than that. When you're shifting yugas and you're going from one cycle, one way of looking at things, having a certain perspective. Again, a glass half full, glass half empty type thing. It all depends on who you ask. Is the glass half full? Is the glass half empty? It could also depend on which day you ask them, and also could depend on which moment during which day you ask them. There's so much that the world has been sleepwalking through that it slowly started to awaken to over the years. Do you remember, obviously, probably you do remember the Beatles and Abbey Road and noticing details. I remember as a kid, talking about playing Stairway to Heaven backwards. What's he saying? Oh my gosh, all the hidden things that are around us all the time. For most of, we don't even know how long most of the time period of the Kali Yuga is. If I had a guesstimate, I would say it's in thousands of years. But that might be completely relative to our perspective itself. You remember this, another Beatles cover, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. This was a big topic too. Who are all these people in there? Oh, okay, well, I recognize this one, I recognize that one. And you look closer and you see, wow, okay, what were they trying to do? I see Aleister Crowley next to Sri Yugaswar. Those two guys, they seem very, very different. You guys remember W.C. Fields? Babaji, yeah. Paramahamsa Yogananda, Lahiri Messiah. And what did they have to do with Marilyn Monroe? And, these other beings out there. Well, everything is connected. Everything is always connected. And again, for most of our time in our lives, we've been kind of sleepwalking, some of us more than others. So I want to give it to Cindy now to share a calling that came through during meditation.
Right. So during mantras and meditation this morning, I got a message from Earth, our mother, the one that makes up our bodies, our cells, our everything that we see here in the 3D is made up of Earth. She is our mother, and there's been a lot of work going on between we've heard a lot about the sun lately, and the sun is bringing upgrades, but Earth is calling out to help us heal. So she's trying to get people to understand when she's talking to them, what is her energy signature. She's really trying to get people's attention about her energy signature. So what she was telling me is the views that we see when we are out camping, when we are out walking, when we are just simply looking out in our yard. When we view something beautiful, it's not just our brain saying, oh, wow, that's breathtaking, that's beautiful. This is Earth herself speaking to you. This is what she feels like. So if we can get quiet in those moments, we can get a lot more messages from Earth. What she wants to do is she's trying to send her gratitude. She's trying to say thank you. She knows there's many people dedicated to helping heal her, and now she wants to make a point to give her healing back to those who are willing to accept it. And what she's doing is she's actually helping people release quite a lot of anger. Right now, we're going through some certain planetary positions which are making life a little bit difficult, making life kind of uncomfortable. But there's a purpose for this. As life gets uncomfortable, it's like we have to look around and we must release those things that are no longer useful to us. And as we look at Earth and as we lose ourselves in her breathtaking scenery, she's actually removing blocks. She is pulling out the anger. She's pulling out the frustration. It's like she's the teapot, and she's allowing for that steam to release. And this is what she really wants people to know. It's not that you're looking at a beautiful scenery. She is working on healing you, and to allow for more people to understand this, and to allow for more people to know that she wants to heal them. So we have quite a conversation going on between Earth and Sun. These two energies coming together bring the animation of our bodies. If you look at your hand and you can tell your hand to move, and look at your skin, all these things, everything that animates that is from the sun, and everything that makes up your hand is from the earth. So it's time she's trying to get people to recognize the marriage between the sun and earth, and how she has the capability to heal. What else does this look like? It looks like learning natural ways, natural healing modalities, because there is nothing on this earth that she cannot heal through energy and through natural modalities. It's not to say it's going to be easy, but she definitely is out there and getting her message through to people. So it's like she's come up another level. Her frequency has gotten stronger, and she's able to reach people more. So it's a matter of really digging deep as you can, and finding those things that you can utilize to heal yourself, and then trusting in that. And it's about us changing our ways. Now, we are also going through a pretty big an exit. I don't like to talk about these things, but like a mass exit where people, they're no longer going to want to continue to be here, and they wish to release themselves of the trauma. They're just done. They've healed to the degree that they can heal, and it's time for them to let go. So she wants to know that these beings are being very well taken care of, and if there are loved ones who have released themselves or are getting ready to release themselves, that they are very much loved and they will be very well taken care of. So we have a lot going on in this little sliver of time, just a time to recognize that things are changing. They're changing rapidly. And how we perceive and how we see Earth and her inhabitants and the lay of the land, it's like, yes, we think we're the ones who are feeling this beauty when we look out, but it's actually her talking to you. So please recognize that she's talking to you. That's the message, the overall message that she wanted to get across.
Absolutely. A change in perspective is what's needed, and it has to happen because, again, we've been cut off from Earth, from the Mother, from the Divine Feminine, and even that term will almost offend some people because they've been so indoctrinated and cut off from her. And again, there is this natural matrix which is benevolent, and it is here for experience and growth and learning. We, again, are a consciousness which can't be destroyed. It just simply can transform, and it could have its perspectives change depending on where we want to focus. There's so much out there right now. There's so much information and disinformation, and it truly is up to the individual to decide whether the glass is half empty or half full. It really, really is. Each one of us has to make that decision for ourselves, and that can change day to day and even moment to moment. Again, we are always in a state of flux and change. Our emotions are like the waves of the ocean themselves, and this is just a natural way of things. As you know, we should be owning our emotions and not suppressing them, but understanding them. And then when they've taught you the lesson, you release and let go and come to a more peaceful, tranquil place, a place where you can reflect and find some depth to the meaning of all this. The system sells you so much. It's all sales, as we know. And, they might entice you with some of these amazing, beautiful places. But it really, again, depends on our perspective. If we're visiting a beautiful beach, and, what we equate to visiting a beautiful place like this is, luxury resorts and, intoxicated states, we're missing the big picture. It's about communion. It really, truly is. But again, it's about that perspective, realizing, feeling, sensing, and seeing the oneness of all things is the key to true happiness. That is the key to rising above the storms that come our way, and understanding, again, nobody can take from you as much as they try. You are already an eternal being. You are just simply having this experience on earth. For many people, that experience might come to an end at this point in time because that's what they intended in the first place. It is, again, temporary for a reason, and yet what we are literally doing with each one of these incarnations is creating worlds that we could come back to and explore from different angles at different times. That's, again, what's meant by this statement that in my Father's house there are many mansions. Well, your Father's house is made up of the mother. It's made up of everything that makes up our individual bodies. We are all cells in the mother, and yet, as you are well aware, you have cells that make up yourself. And so it's all a matter of coming into a new perspective, one in which we shift away from the dogmatic approach and the divisive approach and start to see things as a unity. This doesn't mean, of course, that we are totally inactive or don't speak up when we see things that are wrong or incongruous with the cultivation of healthy, natural, symbiotic lives where we are living in harmony with each other and the mother. No, this calls for action. In many cases, we can't stay quiet. We have to take action. That is what is behind the whole story in the Bhagavad Gita. It's the fact that, yeah, absolutely, as much as you don't want to take action, sometimes it's necessary to take action. And that could be simply by standing your ground and reaffirming what you see from your perspective.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, everyone has a calling, and we need to act on those callings and discern them, decipher them, figure out what they mean. And this is our experience here on Earth.
Absolutely. As always, we give you thanks for your support. We couldn't do it without your support over on Patreon, also on Ko-Fi. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.